This is just the most incredible story. 2 years ago, you were Prime Minister. Now you've taken up arms to defend your country without any military experience. Talk to me about what that transition has been like.
Thank you very much for your attention, friends, in this very complicated moment of our country and I believe in the world. There is now nothing special in my story, I believe, because a lot of people, a lot of Ukrainians, millions of Ukrainians now are fighting against Russian invaders and occupants to protect our land, to protect our homes. Russians expected to take control over our capital, to kill our president in a couple first days of this war. And they failed because our military forces are strong. And our forces already killed like thousands Russian soldiers and destroy a lot of their military technique, and it's not the end. But Russians changed the tactics, and now they're acting like a terrorist organization. They are fighting not against our military troops. They are fighting against our civilians, against our women and children. So that's why actually Ukraine was asking to the Western leaders to provide us some support and to protect us from the sky, to help us to protect us from a threat from the sky, because Ukraine is one of the biggest country in the world and in Europe. I'm so sorry. And it's not like Israel, for example, and it's impossible to protect, technically impossible to protect all our territory from missiles and air strikes without the support of NATO. And that's why for now, and our military, our main request to the West, to the free world, is to help us to protect our civilians, to protect our cities, because Russian destroying our cities just totally. Mariupol, Kharkiv, Chernihiv, they are Russian-speaking cities, so they are acting like terrorists. And Putin,
I know, which is what's so shocking, given these are Russian speakers. I completely understand that. You're obviously fighting in Kiev. There seems to be a lot of confidence now coming from the government that there's absolutely no chance of Kiev falling to the Russians. Is that correct?
Kiev will not fall, and we will not give up. Of course, I think that it's impossible to take Kiev, but it's possible to use chemical weapons, for example, to kill all of us. It's possible to kill nuclear weapons to kill all of us. It's possible to...
Is that your biggest fear now, Alexei?
I'm sorry?
Is your biggest fear now the use of a chemical weapon or the use of a nuclear bomb?
Look, of course, these weapons can kill like thousands of people the one moment, maybe even more. But and this is the only way how to take control over Kiev, just to destroy it totally. And we already understand that Putin is crazy and he's like a Hitler of the 21st century. He is acting exactly like Hitler acted against Poland in 1939. His goal is to solve so-called Ukrainian question. And we remember that Hitler wanted to solve Jewish question at the same time. So for Putin is absolutely necessary to destroy at least a big part of our Ukrainian nation, to make sure that we will not continue our existence of our state. And his main threat is a democracy as a concept, because for the Putin, for Kremlin, democracy is a main threat. He is afraid of free people. He's
Alexei,
afraid
it's
of
interesting to hear you make the comparison to Hitler. Of course, one of Putin's main talking points, one of his main pieces of propaganda, is that he had to invade because of neo-Nazis in Ukraine. Can you just respond to that?
It's a total fake, friends. It's a total fake. I'm a Russian-speaking person. I have never seen Nazi in Ukraine. There are no radical political parties in our parliament. Ukraine is a democracy. Ukraine is a free European country, peaceful European country. Ukraine never attacked, never invaded neighbors or some other countries. Ukraine voluntarily 30 years ago, something like 30 years ago, during 90s, voluntarily gave up our nuclear third biggest nuclear potential nuclear weapons to Russia, actually, by the guarantees of UK, of United States, of the biggest powers in the world, of our sovereignty and territorial integrity. And we are betrayed now. So we actually punished, Ukraine is punished for its goodwill, for its peaceful behavior. And now we're paying a huge price because the Western leaders, the Western world is scared. You are scared of Putin. We understand this, but our main message is, guys, friends, all the world, all the leaders of the free world, don't be scared. Putin is weak. Putin is living in a fake world, fake Russian world. And the only way to stop him is to show him a power, because Russians recognize only power. If not, he will continue the spiral of violence, and we will have the third world war. Now it's already the biggest full-scale war after the Second World War. But it's only a start, friends. It's only a start. He will not stop on Ukraine. He will go further to Moldova. He will go further to Georgia, to Baltic countries. He already controlled and captured Belarus, because Belarus is not an independent state anymore.
No, indeed.
Lukashenko is not the president of Belarus.
We hear your warning loudly. I also have to say you're certainly someone who isn't scared, and the bravery of the Ukrainian people blows my mind on a daily basis.